Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are making assorted melting moments biscuits with different flavors. We have coconut, we have plain, we have red velvet, we have chocolate, and also decorated with different things. I hope you enjoyed this video and remember to please subscribe. For the melting moments base, you're going to need 250 grams of margarine. You can use butter, that will be much better, but margarine is fine. Then 3 teaspoons of a good vanilla extract and some sugar. You can use castor sugar or a finer sugar, which is icing sugar. For that we're going to need 300 grams, a pinch of salt, and some maizena corn flour, which we are using 380 grams, and some normal flour 350 grams. To start off, in a large bowl, add your softened margarine and then whisk it until it's nice and soft and fluffy. Then we'll be ready to move on to the next steps. And then we are just adding that castor sugar into the margarine, and then you combine using a mixer. You can even do this using a spoon, but just mix very well. And then the 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract go in there, but I'm sure if you don't have vanilla extract, you can just use vanilla essence, but use a lesser amount. To this mixture, then add your pinch of salt, a generous pinch of salt. And then now we are also going to add in our flour, but first let's whisk all the other things that we added. And then in goes the 350 grams of flour. You can also check out the recipe. I'll make sure that I type it out in the description box to make sure that you guys have everything and all the details that you need for this recipe. And then we are going to mix. At some point I got tired of the hand mixer because the mixture was getting thick, so I then opted to also use my hands at a later stage. So this recipe can definitely do it with your hands if you don't have a hand mixer. And then after you've added the cake wheat flour, you can now then add your maizena flour. Add in that finer corn flour into your mixture and then whisk it up until everything is well combined. And then you can also mix in with your hands to make sure that everything is really combined if you don't have a mixer like I ended up doing. And then now you have to section out your flour into 5 equal parts if you want to be doing the extra flavors that I'm doing. So the first part that we sectioned out, we are adding some coconut. For that I added 3 full tablespoons of dried coconuts. Then you add your 3 tablespoons and then just mix it up until it's well mixed, and then you'll be ready to set this aside, and we will then work on the other flavors. For the chocolate flavor, you're just going to add some cocoa powder. You can add 3 tablespoons of that, or 2, depending on how rich you want your chocolate to be. I went with 2 and it was just rich enough. And then You mix it and then it will be well mixed. And now for the red velvet flavor, add 1 teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder first, and then color your mixture with a red gel food coloring. You can add as much or as little as you want, depending on how red you want that cookie to be. So I went in a couple of times, adding here and there, and then mixing things up a bit. My camera got something that flew out. And then now that everything is mixed, you can set that aside. And now, before refrigerating your dough, you need to roll it out in between 2 sheets of a plastic material, or you can also use wax paper, baking wax paper. Then roll out your different flavors, refrigerate this for at least 20 minutes, and then you will be ready to cut them. Since this is a very soft cookie base, if you cut it without refrigerating it, it will just be a sticky mess. And then now, with the cutting and the shaping, just cut different shapes that you want. I had circles, stars, and everything. My favorite shape has to be the one that I did the swirls. So take half of the chocolate mixture and half of the plain mixture, put them together, roll them up into something that looks like a roll, yes, cinnamon roll. So slowly and gently roll those two flavors together into a nice roll. Once that is rolled, put it in the refrigerator as well with the other ones, and then you can then cut it up. And when you cut it up, you get this nice beautiful swirl with the two flavors combined. This has to be my favorite shapes. And then the rest of the flavors, cut them in stars, in hearts, in flowers, in any shape that you want, so that the assorted box can look nice. And we are going to bake this at 170 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 minutes. Just check for the edges. When they start to become brown, they will be ready, and let them cool off properly before you start working with them, because they are very sensitive and soft biscuits. And then to decorate, you're going to need some white chocolate, some brown chocolate, milk chocolate, or you can use a dark chocolate, and then some coconut powder that we used earlier. And with the decorations as well, you can go anyhow. You can be as creative as possible. So first of all, I took some white chocolate and I melted it in the microwave, put it in a Ziploc bag, and snip off the edge. And then now I am just decorating with it, like making lines through the heart biscuits, just to make this very beautiful decoration. You can also take some chocolate, melt it in a container so that you can dip half of the cookies in some white chocolate. It just makes a very nice contrast, the white to the red, the brown to the white. It really makes like beautiful hearts. You can drip this on a rack, you'll get much better shapes, but I did not have a rack, so I just put them on a plastic. There's a clear plastic there. I'm not putting them on the bench. So yeah, you can also do the same using some milk chocolate, and then we are going to put some coconut over this that will then stick on that chocolate. And then the rest that you have, you can just go ham, go do different decorations, have fun with the chocolate. If you want to include your kids in doing this, I'm sure they'll have a lot of fun with decorating this biscuits. We are done. These are nice and easy melting moments biscuits. They melt right into your mouth. They are soft, they are sweet, they are the perfect addition to your holiday. I hope you guys enjoy your festive seasons, and I hope that you subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. See you in my next upload.